leave no trace. Definitely no trace of 2 tents being here last night. Start the journey, get back to the main track that we need to. And there's the track. Oh, and yeah, the weather forecast is set to be good. Maybe a little warm. It's due to be about 23 degrees. Right, onward we go. You can tell it's going to be a hot one when you're putting suntan cream on at 8 o'clock in the morning. Nice car, nice house. So we're given to believe that this has just recently been done up. In fact, we just met the person who was doing the thatching. And before you see the white buildings, yeah, this is what it's underneath, cob. In fact, you can see how new the thatch roof is. So as you can see, we're in Witheridge at 12 o'clock, dead on target, recharged, resupply, ready to go. Just looking at that sign, it actually says 2 Moors Way North. And yeah, on the other side, I don't think you can see it, but it says 2 Moors South. That's great. And toilets and village hall. Well, that's a lovely looking pub. But, as I said, it's only just 12. I need to push on. Hey ho. So this is Bradford Mill, or the old mill. But I also like, they're selling eggs. But not just any eggs. Free range eggs from spoilt hens. So we're heading towards Knowstone. In fact, probably now we're 3 miles away or something of that ilk. And we've just come 5k off the road. So we're just done 3.5 miles or so on the road. And the heat absolutely bouncing off. It's so cool in here. So we're protected from the sun. It's so refreshing in here. So yeah, the Mason Arms. Can you imagine spending the afternoon trying to get here for 4 o'clock, which is what it said was the closing time online, and then arriving here to read the notice outside that said 3:30 is closing time. We missed it by 10 minutes. This is where we're staying tonight, the Partridge Arms Farm, licensed accommodation. However, we are camping, and it's interesting because it doesn't show camping anywhere, but our guidebook says they do, and they certainly do if you're this way over. Yeah, so we could have stayed there, B&B, but we chose instead to camp over there. So I usually show you around where I'm staying, whereas I'm not actually staying in here, but I am showing you inside, and it's just fantastic. And I think this could actually qualify as maybe the smallest bar in Britain. And needless to say, that's where my tab is. And I have to show you this sign over here. Yeah, could be liable for a penalty of 40 shillings. And of course, you can only find this by doing the Two Moors Way. So yeah, it's quite a change from being outside and trying to do an end of day summary. This is definitely different. So yeah, we've come from Morchard Bishop and we're at a place called Yeo Mill. So we've managed to do 19 miles today, and we're hoping to do something similar tomorrow. I think today I enjoyed the place we was at, kind of about halfway, Witheridge I think it was, where we was in the calf, and again kind of rolling countryside. Yeah, lots of different places in a similar nature really to the previous day, as you would have seen. Tomorrow, with that 19 miles, we finally get to Exmoor, so we'll be just touching the moors. Not quite sure if we'll actually get on the moors, but we'll be pretty near. And then it'll be just one day to get across the moors and get to Lynton, which is the actual finish. That is the plan. Meanwhile, I've got a pint waiting, so I need to finish it, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Leave no trace. We have a sign here, Lynmouth 24 miles, Ivy Bridge, obviously the Two Moors Way 78. And of course, if you're doing the Devon coast to coast, if you get to Ivy Bridge, I'm afraid you've got another 17 miles I think it is. But anyhow, I'm more concerned by the fact we're going to Lynmouth, 24 miles. And we've got virtually 2 days to do it, which seems very generous now. Yeah, and you can see the weather too. Yeah, we probably do need extra time. Fair chance you could get lost in this mist. It's that misty, horrible rain. I can hear it. So you may recall seeing this quite some miles ago. A big boulder. There's a sculpture that represents the two moors. And we saw the other half. And that other half is actually facing this half. Like sheep, we're following the sheep. So I think I'd mentioned a couple of times before how I love these bridleways. I mean, it makes you wonder how many centuries they've been in place. But at the moment it's raining quite hard, yet you can see from the ground how dry it is. I'm so sheltered from the rain. So yeah, the public bridleways in Devon have protected me from the sun and from the rain, and looking pretty good as well. Well, this is a money tree, and most people just put small amounts in. One looks like an actual pound down there. It's proving to be very challenging at the moment. That's where we're going next. Simonsbath. And then this has got an interesting sign on the side. How many people see the stars as I do? Well, as you can see, we're on the moors again. Yeah, we're definitely on Exmoor now. And as it happens, I've got to try and find, although it's fairly early, but I need to try and find a wild camp. So as you can see, we're camped on Exmoor now, definitely on the moors. It's cold, it's wet, it's miserable, but we have found quite a good sheltered corner. So folks, we finally arrived at Exmoor. So we're on the second moor of the two moors. Obviously if you're going, that is if you're going from south to north. And today we managed to cover about 15 miles. Initially we set off from Yeo Mill, and then we got to the Clapper Bridge at Tarr Steps, and then we moved on to Withypool, and there you would have saw we actually used the calf there, and that calf looked like it was an old Shell petrol station in the past. It was really quaint, as was the general stores and post office. Then we moved on, and we probably only walked another 4 miles or so to actually hit the moors, and we're just maybe a mile into the actual moors. 15 miles we'll stop today, and then we just got 15 miles to do tomorrow that gets us into Lynton or Lynmouth, whichever it is. Anyhow, that certainly means we arrive at the sea, and that's the important thing, of course, when you're doing the coast to coast. So yeah, on that note, on this very windy, wet, miserable night on the moors, I think I need my sleep. See you in the morning, folks. Good night. Early morning on the moors. Just leaving now. Yeah, that's where we've been. And there. And we're heading in that direction. Honest. There you go, our first Exmoor ponies in the misty rain. Yeah, get going. So we're about 5 miles from the end now, might be even a bit closer than that. And I was just thinking, I've not had a chance really to talk about my weight. And my weight for this trip, knowing that I was doing 7 days of walking, was just over 10 kilos fully laden. But now we've got rid of, I think nearly all the fuel, so gas is virtually empty, and in fact, yeah, I think I've eaten virtually everything, and I'm down to just half a litre of water, and that's all I need to get to the finish. So I'm down to 7.5 kilos. I'm probably a bit less than that because I'm wearing my waterproofs. So yeah, I feel like I'm flying, and we're going to get to the finish probably in a couple of hours, and it's around about 12ish, I think, off the top of my head. So we're now following the River Exe for Exmoor, obviously, and I might get a chance to show you that. But yeah, going through a nice bit of woods, as you can see behind me. But we've come down off Exmoor, and we got completely soaked on Exmoor. Navigation wise, not too bad, just 1 or 2 slight errors, but nothing major. But it was just the weather. I've had I suppose I shouldn't complain too much. We've had 6 days of reasonably good weather and some very good weather, and it's just today. It is, yeah, it's pretty bad. Right, I'll see you later. We don't know what the dog print's for. Or is it a dog print? Is it some other animal? So we've just come to a place called Combe Park, which says it's a pleasant riverside parkland. It shows we are here, and I think we're sort of following around here to Lynmouth, and then Lynton on the beach. That there, I believe, is sea. There we go. Best news all day. I like that sign. It's only 2 miles, maybe slightly more to the absolute end, but near enough. And I guess there's further evidence that we're getting near the sea. A boat outside someone's house. I like it. Not sure if you can see it, but I can just about see the sea now. And apparently with 5/8, would you believe, from the finish. My first view of the finish point. There we go, the finish of the 2 Moors Way. However, the finish of the coast to coast has got to be at the sea. So we're going to walk over to the sea. There you go, the red line is us.